go across to Adam Scott Bellos as well. Now, I can understand that obviously there are grave concerns over Iran's structure, the military structure that Avi is talking about, and the funding and the support that they've been giving to Hamas and other groups over the years. Would Israel be willing to take on Iran directly, or will it stop at dismantling this military infrastructure of the Hamas and the Islamic Jihad?
First, I want to say thank you for having me, and it's a pleasure to be on again with Avi. Avi, I'm a big fan of your work, have been for many years. Do I think that Israel is ready to take on Iran directly? I think that Israel has been ready to take on Iran directly for the last 20 years. If you look at what Prime Minister Netanyahu's entire mission as a statesman and a prime minister of the state of Israel has been for the last 20 years, he's been, I think in total, he's been prime minister for 15 years, but his modern career has mostly been about warning the world about Iran and wanting the world to engage in Iran, engage against Iran or with Iran or towards Iran, however you want to word it. And I think it's also very important to note that Benjamin Netanyahu has been at the forefront of trying to teach the world about the evils of Iran. You saw the if it looks like a duck, if it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck speech. He has spent the majority of his time when addressing the UN General Assembly speaking about Iran. The main thing is that the rest of the world has failed to believe what he has said. And I mean, just like you said earlier to Avi, how do we not take them at their face value? It's very easy. Okay, the Middle East has a history of forced veiling of women and forced deveiling of women. And where you find forced veiling and forced deveiling of women, you find Islamic extremism. There is only one Islamic extremist government still in existence today that has an eschatological apocalyptic view of what the world should be, and that is the Ayatollah's regime, Khomeini's regime. Okay, it is not the Iranian people. It is not the government that they thought they were getting from the 1979 revolution. Okay, no one expected this to become what it became all those years ago. There is no way that you can trust anything that comes out of the Iranian regime based on their actions and the fact that they are the world's largest sponsor of terror. Do I think that Israel is ready to engage? We've been engaging. We've been sabotaging their nuclear program for the last 10 years. Okay, if you remember a couple of years ago when the JCPOA went into action, I believe it was before Biden took office and before Trump took office, the Mossad did that unbelievable operation where they were able to go into Iran and take their archives, and they proved with their archives that they had been continuing their nuclear program. Unfortunately, the lead from behind foreign policy of President Obama created a ripple effect across the Middle East. Most people don't understand that the speech that Prime Minister Netanyahu gave to Congress all those years ago during the time, I believe it was like right before the election of Romney, but it might have been a little bit later. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm mixing up my elections and my countries. It was before the elections here in Israel. Netanyahu went to Congress and spoke at a joint session of Congress. He did this, and this was the beginning of the Abraham Accords.
Right.
Okay. This was the beginning of the Abraham Accords. This was the message that was sent to the world saying, we're not doing this anymore. You're wrong. This is a disagreement between friends, but we cannot trust them. They are bad actors in the region.
Absolutely. And I think the US has acknowledged that, but the US has also stopped short. Even as Anthony Blinken, touches down in Israel, they've stopped short of saying that we can prove that there is a direct Iranian role right now. But I'm going to come back to both of our guests on what the US and other Israeli allies can do.